And plated sealed daedalus. Sin of Failure is Ragefell Arcus and Seraph the Impatient. We got both Mortal Trade and a Void Binding, so that's not the greatest. And 2 Molten Encasements. Random reforms as well with Penny. It's not the best start. Shutdown Queen's really strong. So there you go. Straight away. Yeah, conflicting answers. Yeah. So just your comment just suggests you haven't learnt how to play Shardtail Queen well yet. So don't give up on her, because otherwise then you're potentially going to lose out on runs when you do get her. Whereas if you discover some more ways of getting good wins, then give you a better experience when you draw her. +1 on, if we want to use our tombs, the +1 health's bad. Can be good in other spots. Can be good for morsels sometimes. But not really. Take Guild Marker. We haven't had an Architect win for a while. It seems about fair. With reforms though. Should be fine. We can just feed up a dog or something. Yeah. Or get in a big gorger. Spikes. Uh-oh. I'm thinking I shouldn't have taken this challenge. This is feeling a lot like the the lose a tough run and tilt loss. Like zero way of killing this backline. That's just a ton of damage. Harris Jackson. Yeah, unfortunately my tea's finished. It's not really that nice. It's cold. Probably should have even played that. I think we get through, but let's grab a morsel that we can actually do something with. And to take a tomb for the moment. They're fine. Explosive tombs do alright. I want to feed something. What are we taking from there that could be any good? Get a ragey boy. Wickless Baron's pretty good in front of an Architect. He gets the tank fairly well, and then I'm going to reroll for multi instead. I have to take large stone now. Got large multi and call it a day. We can't afford to take that because if we leak one, then it's probably over, which sucks because we don't really need the unit though. I think we're being greedy, wanting a unit off that. I should have bottom floor those guys. Just because we've got no way of killing this guy. If I get a tomb, we kill him. Alright. Don't do that, Panz. I definitely should have put those on the bottom floor. We would have killed the first guy. We probably would have picked up that archer. Hasn't cost us too much, thankfully, but not the greatest. This guy, though, he's going to be issues. Let's go stealth. Stealth fixes it for us. Umbra's not too bad for backline. You get like Mind Collapse and Tumber Assault. Melting's pretty bad. So you put them together and that, you know, really reduces your chances of picking something else up. Like, 'cause Melting has none. Subsuming Blade, but that's not really count. So Morsels are really just a chumper for us, which is what the Tombs are doing. And I'd much rather bring back an explosive Tomb than a Morsel. Although eventually you bring back the Morsel and you eat it, maybe. I don't know. If I'm doing that, I'd prefer to bring back that and an energy one. We've got other things happening as well, I guess. Oh, specific molding's good. We get an endless tomb. That'll probably sort things out. Early Hellvent's so harsh. Unless we put Baron in for some reason. Can we have 2 Barons? We can have 2 Barons. That sorts out extra imps, I guess. Or we can do some spell stuff. -1. No, I'd rather get the health. Get an extra Baron in. It's not the strongest Baron. Or we put an extra Tomb in. Let's get an extra Baron. Should have gone there first in case it was a Baron upgrade I wanted. Oh, doesn't matter. There you go, bye. Solves that problem. Get out. It's a little rude. So it goes to 6. So we can fit them, but then we can't put any tombs in front. So I think the other thing goes down now. We do what we did before. Or what I didn't do before, which is go on the bottom floor so that I can kill something off. And then I can kill something off on the second floor. Nice arrow. You'll get to that easy. I can't see you using this yet. I think it's going to be there. It's more for like when Penny gets upgraded and can put more capacity down, it's going to be better. When did they get switched around? always thought that one was in front. No. Oh, Stewie. And you're dead. Eventually. Almost child. No. Forever consumed is good though. There's a nice big chunk of damage. Can do. You should always have, you know, especially if we're playing energy morsels or if we're feeding energy morsels, it should be okay. We definitely don't need capacity. I have a feeling energy kind of feels okay. Let's take the draw. I know capacity, because Penny is going to get upgraded and give more capacity. So that's an easy skip on that one. Just a little bit late there, George. We already got it sorted. Double large unit. Yes, I definitely don't need capacity, yeah. So burnout endless stealth tombs are good. Because it means that you're not waiting for your tomb to die again. I think it's worth putting one on one before an endless. I don't like burnout on an endless explosive tomb, and definitely not on a remnant host. But on the stealth tombs, it serves a really strong purpose. Kind of sucks, but what can you do? And he slaps. Should consider not playing the Stewards. Be a meat shield, Stuart. Ah. Nice. Consider a drip fall though. Then if we overfill, we can drip fall the stealth tomb in the back, and it doesn't matter if it's stealth burnout because it dies anyway. And it doesn't matter if it's at the back if the stealth's already gone off because it'll be exposed at the back. Even playing field up in case we draw that one first. The other option was dupe this one and remove the other one. But because we've only got two of them, it doesn't matter. We could play them in the wrong order. Like if you get the wrong one, you just put it on top while Penny's in the middle by herself for a turn. So it's not a huge deal. That just makes things a lot easier. Plus it gives us another chunk of damage for up top. Let's get rid of Stewards. I think we're doing... not re-rolling. I mean, we could re-roll for these ones, but if Endless shows up, it'd feel pretty... yeah, I don't want to do that. I want to save money. I want to get that Endless. Oh, look at you. Gonna be stealth, though. Spell Shield. The only spell we have is Forever Consumed. So we'll probably draw it on a turn where it'd be really nice to have the damage that it does, but we had Spell Shield, but I'm fine. That's 50. This guy's going to get up top with those buffs. So we're going to take a little bit of damage there. I should have put one of those. I didn't even think, but he would have got more armor though. About putting one of those guys down the bottom. So at the moment he's got, this will be on 75. And we'll do 45. He gains 10 armor. So the tomb only does 40. He'll be on 75. We're dealing 40, 30, so he can eat that. Okay. That's a bit of a pain if we don't draw the tomb because it's extra damage, but... Aye. And we didn't draw a tomb. 45 instead of 35, so we don't take any extra damage. Alright, it's not too bad. And he can kill off one thing and he goes to 55, so it's still only 2 shots. Alright, that's good. Like that. I just want him to get it. There we go, that's fine. Okay, that's fine as well. Okay. He's gaining health. Ah, crap. Really? And he's dealing 50 to him though. No, that guy's okay. We take a lot of damage here. I need to ramp this guy up. Which means I can only get 1 kill in. I don't want to ramp that anymore. That's not too bad. We got some of his life still off and he's dead. Okay, good. I think any of these are doing much for us. Memories kind of. We'd have to draw that on a turn with something. What am I going to eat today? That's a good question. That's a good question, Warbagman. You find Panz's lunch, you'll find Dr. Wowie. I might cook pie. Pie's sounding pretty good. Yeah, beef pie. Gold. What are we doing with spells? If anything, what am I... Yeah, what are we doing with spells, if anything? I don't know. I think I'm just saving gold for the Endlesses. Removing a couple cards could be okay. Wax a Snuffer could be pretty good. Nutty, though. Let's get the pyre damage. X-Class +3. Or reroll for Wax a Snuffer. You've never heard of beef pie? Yeah, it's just beef mince. Some bakeries will do it with a little bit of pork or maybe a little bit of lamb, just to get a bit extra fat, different flavour than just plain beef. It's lightly gravied pastry. It's pie. Latin's a dead language, Falcon. Yeah, it's incant, which doesn't bother us. Latin is pretty much dead as a spoken language. That's Not true in the slightest, Grub Pie. Why not? Because there's no place where it's spoken natively. It's only ever taught as a language. No. He wasn't saying that it was... yeah. He said it is pretty much dead as a spoken language, though. And it's not, because English is not a... English is a... Oh, sorry. Dead is a... Yeah, sorry. Dead is a spoken language. Yeah. Sorry, I misinterpreted what you said as, like, comparative to dead versus not dead. When you said spoken language, but yeah, I get what you... Ignore me. Latin gets used in things, 90 Scratch, but it's not a native language anyway. Yeah, rereading your sentence now, Grandpa, I get what you meant. I explode here. And don't get the extra hit in. If I explode and reform, he goes to 37, which still doesn't get an extra hit in. But I get two things killed. However, I could get an extra thing killed this way. Yeah, real good. Well, that's one of the reasons why it's hard to learn, because you can't go anywhere to learn it, right? You only go... I mean, you can't go anywhere other than a place of learning to learn it, right? Whereas if you want to learn a living language, you know, pick any country. You want to learn French, you can go to France, or you can watch French television shows. Or you can speak to someone who's French, you know. Get him. Yeah, you can just watch films with bits of Latin in them. So killing the morsels meant I wasn't bringing back the stealth dudes, which is an issue, because we want more stealth. Well, that's the one of the other things that makes it hard, Arrow, is that because it's not living, there's no one to, like, at the point that it stopped becoming a living language, the ability to pass it down from generation to generation decreases dramatically. And it improved obviously with technology and the ability to keep records, but it kind of would have been the same as the Chinese Whispers game, right? The only people knowing if it's right or not, well, no one does. Oh, you're not dying? I actually don't want him to die. What am I trying to just do that? It's kind of weird with especially with the random reforms. It's sort of, this would be a lot better with once one of these gets endless, I guess. Look at all these cards. This is interesting. Mitosis just doesn't do what we want it to do. I don't think any of the monsters do, actually. Intent on Death could give us like either an explosion or some extra stealth. And by the looks of what just happened before, some more stealth would probably be good. Although once I start not playing as many morsels, maybe we won't need as much stealth. And again, maybe a decent spike is reasonable. Spike can just be played too. Intent on Death. I have to find the energy for it, and I don't think I want to on a draw. Maybe we've got to find an endless. We just gotta. Wow, extra multi-strike. Like, there's so much multi-strike. There we go. We're going to need about 20 stealth against Seraph. Wait, is that a haste? Oh, that's multi-strike. I freaked out. I'm like, wait, did I just go middle floor against a haste unit? I didn't go middle floor against a haste unit, but man, it freaked me out. Okay, so we want that one to explode. After that's... Look, it's the problem. It's exploding for 50 into a 3. Like, that's... So we need a morsel. We need an attack morsel is the best option here. Which I believe we have one. Oh, look at that. Okay, so we want the attack morsel here to hit the Wiltwing. Yeah, that could be handy to know, depending on what it is. I mean, you can also just see down here what it's doing, but be a nice extra visual effect. Although don't suggest it, because they'll end up doing something that is equally as bad as the Heartless or the Trample animation, and at least this one still looks clean for the moment. Shots fired. Have you not seen the trample animation? Like poopy hands. Oh, the googly eyes is so bad, yeah. Sad what they did to that. Why is when there's one unit I have to pick it, whereas with, I guess with random it just shows up. That would be nice if they changed that, since there's no cancel. If there's only one unit to mold from a reform, just do it. Show it up here, bring it down. Get her done. Okay, so the Endless on a tomb, instead of highlighting the unit, they highlighted the pregnant belly. That's why it looks bad. So I agree, but I can see why. But I think it's even out by a little bit as well. Like even to highlight the tomb thing, it needs to be off to the left a bit, right? It's just got a, yeah, strange vibe. Googly Eyes is awesome. It's terrible, man. It's tragic. It's one set of eyes for every single enemy. Like, every single thing. And they didn't even place it right on 90% of the units. It feels like the job was given to someone to do. And they're like, but I want to go home. And they're like, just do the job and then go home. And so they wrote a script just to do it all and didn't even check it and submitted it. And they're like, okay, cool. We trust you. And so now you play it and they've got like eyes on the back of their head, on the side of their face, in their ear hole. Seraph's is above his hat. You know. Whoever did it didn't care. Like there's just no... Anything close to the love and detail that's in the rest of the game is completely non-existent in the googly eyes. They're even somewhat, the resolution is somewhat out, so they're a little bit blurry. Whereas, like, the artwork in this game is so crisp and clean. The googly eyes just feel, it's like some teenager's mod for their high school, computer studies class. It's intentionally as it is. I'm guessing that the person who did it was fully intending to do it that badly. Like I said, everything else, like the artwork in the rest of the game, is phenomenal. Like everything is just superbly crisp and clean. The googly eyes is just such a stark contrast. It stands out, and not in a good way. Like, I reckon they had full intention to be like, I don't care for this job. I wish I wasn't tasked with it. I'm quitting tomorrow anyway. You know, I'm just going to throw some crap together and submit it and no one will notice. fully believe that was their intentions. Which is a shame, because like it was something that like communities like, I don't care for googly eyes much myself, because I play the game for the strategy, but communities like it, and I can see why. It's got a it's got a giggle factor, make me chuckle every now and then. So if you're going to do something like that and then say we did this because the community wanted it, at least put an effort in. I think we want to dupe. Do you want to dupe the endless thing? Or remove the other one? I don't need this side. Wax a snuffer. Extra gorge doesn't do anything. Wax a snuffer. Man, Forever Consumed is a potential dupe as well to help with the heavies. You know, it's funny because you say that they didn't charge like EA would, and it's true. But I think people see smaller titles using EA as their publisher, and they're like, "Oh, that's an EA game." It's like, no, that's an EA published game through a smaller dev team. And unfortunately, like those smaller teams get such a hard, time trying to sell because of that attitude. But it's, I get it. Yeah, and because someone else's worst doesn't excuse it. That's true. There's been a lot of good games that have come out last few years, and people are like, "Oh, it's an EA game, gross." And it's like, no, it's not an EA game. Like, they're publishing it, but it's not their game. It's not an EA developed and published game. It's just an EA published game. EA has high influence on development. That's a very blanket statement, which is not only false, but yeah, it's too much of a generalization. The amount of control a publisher has works on a contract-to-contract basis, and there's been multiple games that I've played that have been published by EA but developed by different teams that EA's had zero say in the zero or little say in the development process. That's the thing. The logo earned that sort of vitriol, and that's the problem. Like they've done a lot of things that probably not the best business. Some of it just downright bad business, right? Man, we just really got nothing to... Hey, Durus, how you doing, man? You think there's a case for avoiding having an EA logo on your thing? Yeah. I think people underestimate, though, the power of having a publisher, even someone with a reputation like EA behind you does, because there's a lot of people that aren't aware of the reason that... Yeah, they deserved an emote, Durus. There's a lot of people that don't know of all the different microtransaction businesses EA did, or people that don't care. So I'm one of those people. I don't care that they made all those bad microtransaction cases, because it doesn't affect me. Right? Doesn't... I've grown up enough to choose whether I'm going to buy a game that has microtransactions and whether or not I'm going to partake in said microtransactions. So if anything, I only feel a little bit of sorry for some of the dev teams that got hurt by it. But like I said, it doesn't actually change the world I live in. You know? And I don't play sports titles, so that's probably one of the big things for me. And some of the titles that I might have picked up, when I looked at them and I went, oh, I don't like this microtransaction model, I'm like, oh, that's cool, that saved me $80 or whatever. Because I don't want to have to buy stuff later. I'll play a different game. Yeah, when microtransactions are added afterwards, but then again, I don't partake in microtransactions, so I just don't care. To me, I live in a world where they don't exist. You do have a choice; you can not buy them, but you know, if it's for more content, you know, then it's like DLC, right? The same as the day one DLC. Instead of putting a higher box price, it was scummy. But trying a different business model is good, because if someone tries a different business model and finds a good different business model, then that's good. I'm hesitating while we talk, just for anyone who's like, why isn't Panz playing? The toss-up is between a dupe of the Endless Burnout Molten Encasement, because I'm worried that we don't quite get enough stealth, or the Forever Consumed, which helps us kill the heavies, because well, if they don't get through and we don't build up enough damage, then we need even more stealth. So it's this weird sort of balance at the moment. Yeah, it's either the Molten Encasement or the Forever Consumed. Yeah, the PR blunders are pretty bad, right? But I think like one of the ones that I didn't care at all was the Star Wars, the recent last year's Star Wars game, Fallen Empire, Fallen Order, or whatever it was. Like that was done by Respawn, and EA had nothing to do with it except put their logo on it. Probably they would have had a contract with Respawn for money, and distribution help. Yeah, and standout game of the year for me. No microtransactions, nothing shady, just a box price, and you know, absolute ton of fun. And so many people are like, oh yeah, it's an instant pass for me because it's EA, so it'll be filled with EA micro shenanigans. Which, you know, like, I totally understand taking that standpoint. It's like, I don't purchase from Epic because I don't like their business practices, and, you know, talk with your money, right? But I feel for smaller dev teams now that they're still using EA as a publisher, that get hurt because of that, you know, the mentality behind it. I guess that's the same thing Epic's done to other people, including myself, about smaller dev teams. Do we have anything that I think I'm actually better removing cards than making stuff cheaper. And I don't want to be holding over any of those. The cards that we just never play. There's so many cards we're just never playing. Would I occasionally play one of those? Yeah, it's just not going to happen. Man, if my guild marker was giving me 25% off, I would have been able to remove another card, I think. Stupid guild marker. Nice back. Oh, there you go. Alright, Sarah. I'm hungry. I should have put the oven on. Do we care? Oh, I can't play there anyway because Seraph's an idiot. Alright, so we make the choice of whether I... I should have made King of a Morsel and spiked that. I think that was just wrong. And since we're planning on beating Seraph while we're invisible, I don't think that's fine. Yeah, it should have been spiked on making of a morsel. I don't know what I was thinking of. That's gonna suck. That's so much is that gonna suck. If I had an extra morsel, I would have just blocked. I could have taken an extra hit and killed that one. Although them getting hits in is good, I guess. Oh man, Grandpa, how many people wouldn't jump up, just refuse to jump on that bandwagon, hey? It was so obvious that was going to happen too. Alright, we're in business. I need to get these morsels eaten off. Sure that one. I've played a lot of the games in the Settlers franchise. I don't know if I played Settlers 2 specifically. I think I'm getting eaten off, not creating things. I don't want to be reforming them again. If I put that one at the back, it would have killed. It doesn't matter, it would kill him anyway. But it would have been nice to kill it on this floor, so I got the buff from it. Oh man, I'm gonna be short. I'm at about 20. Okay, we could get there. I think also getting a the other one. When I was getting rid of the bad cards, I should have got rid of Void Binding first. Although the damage shield works here, but the life steal would have worked as well. That makes a huge difference though. So that one should also make a huge difference. It turns out I only needed 13 turns of stealth. Yeah, I definitely agree with that era. I mean, I've been playing through the Tomb Raider series for a while, from the very beginning, and I think that's the biggest thing is when it was new, we're like, oh wow, but we used to make fun of it. We were like, this looks so like I can't remember the terminology we used at that age, but you know, basically said it looked crap, but still impressed by the fact that it was new. You know, it was moving forward, and most of us knew that you had to have bad early 3D games before you can get to later good 3D games. You know, because most of us remember, you know, well, my friends and I at that stage, we remember the original Mario Brothers, and it wasn't good at the time either. We knew that, but we didn't care because we were really young then. But yeah, they look bad, but not only do they look bad by today's end, they just look bad. But yeah, a lot of the 16-bit 2D stuff, you know, holds up. That's a silly run. Kind of just sort of janked that one together.